All right, y'all. We live and direct. I got my shit together. It was a little crazy right there. StreamYard didn't want to work with me. Got to make sure we going live on YouTube, live on Instagram, live on Facebook. And yeah, we in the building.
So it's all good?
Yeah, we good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Bring Coach in. Yeah, we all good, Coach.
All righty.
Yeah, we was having a conversation about Shador and how he's being treated. And
About to be the starter for the Cleveland Browns. That's all.
yeah, yep.
Yep.
I'm seeing Skip and Tom Brady going back and forth. You know, in my opinion, Skip is asking some very pertinent questions. Tom Brady, how were you not a part of the evaluation process when it comes to Shador? How come he didn't fall to the Raiders? And Tom Brady's trying to, I had nothing to do with the process. That wasn't on me. I've known Shador for so long. He's a great kid. I don't know what the issue was. Come on, man. Come on, bro. You Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time, part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Why wouldn't you be a part of the quarterback process, the draft process? I don't get that. What do you guys think?
On the one hand, it sounds completely ridiculous. But on the other, just knowing guys who are really talented and considered, the GOAT at their position, they do have a hard time evaluating simply because they're basing it on themselves a lot of times. So it's a huge bias there that they can't get around. That was always one of the issues when Magic was the coach of the Lakers. And when Jordan was, down in Charlotte, they would have issues evaluating talent or dealing with how, players practice or just did things because they were basing it on who they were. So I could see him not taking part, but it seems highly unlikely because he seems to be, really a part of the building that franchise, that team. I think that's why they brought him in there, not just for his money. So that's where it really seems odd to me that he wouldn't be involved at all. Like at least looking at, some film, he may not come and see the kid live or anything for workouts, but at least looking at some film and, he watched him during the season, so to not say anything or say like, he didn't say he didn't have any input, but, he definitely saw the kid, man. That's too much.
Yeah, because isn't part of Shador's story is that Tom Brady was instrumental in his development as a high school, young college player? Isn't that like part of the story?
Like they had a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why it seems so weird. And
but you also gotta look at what the Raiders did, and I don't know who their later picks were, but they got Gentry, their first pick. They paid Geno, and who is it? Seattle's old coach. He probably just wants to build out the roster. Pete Carroll. Yeah, he just wants to. I mean, I don't know. And again, is how much of an ownership stake does Brady have? How much of a say really does? I mean, just because he's the GOAT, that doesn't mean he can. So
and that's he might have a Jay-Z ownership stake or the Usher ownership stake.
I think he does. Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
You first, Kai.
Well, I was just gonna say that I'm not. First of all, I'm not going to say it's a vanity ownership. I think he's very much an owner, like a real owner. I think now I don't think he has a majority. Well, we know he doesn't have a majority, but he doesn't have a large ownership. And I do think that he has some influence, like to your point about who they should select, especially at quarterback. And I don't know this. This is what I think. I think Tom Brady's in a real interesting spot with his ownership and his involvement with the team, and also his color commentary broadcasting side. Like, he's one of the only people in history that has such a unique position as being an owner and also, speaking on these it's like to the point where he can't even do the things that the regular broadcasters do, like arrive 3 or 4 days early to a town and sit in and soak up what's going on with the team, because that would be like tampering or whatever. Not to say that these two things are the same, because they're not, but I'm just saying he's in such a unique position on year one of doing everything. And it could have, I don't know, it could just be a thing where Tom Brady is just so cautious to overextend himself and put himself out there in all of these processes in year one, that he doesn't want to make it worse for Shador by extending itself. I could be wrong. That's just a theory.
None of that makes sense to me, because you got Pete Carroll coming over with what's his name? Come on, help me. Quarterback.
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith, thank you. With Geno Smith, journeyman veteran QB who's had success late in his career. He's only got probably a good 1, 2, 3 years, maybe. What better person to learn under and watch than a Geno Smith?
Yeah.
You're the GOAT. You're the greatest of all time. You're part owner of the Raiders. You don't you want the best for your team? Okay, Cam Ward went number 1. We all understand that, to Tennessee. That totally makes sense. There's no foul play there. You pick up Gentry as your first round pick. Shador's sitting there in the second round. Like, don't you want to succeed? Don't you want to be successful? You really want to let Shador Sanders slip all the way to the 5th round, end up getting a start and be successful, and don't let the Cleveland Browns do something with Shador at the helm. Tom Brady's going to look crazy. Like, well, why we have you here if you're not going to use your eye to bring us the best talent? Like, it's really going to be bad for the entire NFL if Shador Sanders does well with the Cleveland Browns. Like, if he gives us a Gaten Daniels, you know what I mean? Like, don't let it be Jimmy Daniels part 2. Don't let him turn to Pat Mahomes.
But they'll fire the GM before they put that on Tom Brady. They'll just
and the thing with Tom Brady, I think that is a little different. I think we're putting too much on the fact that Shador would come in and start. I don't think he would have been a starter if he went to Vegas. Geno was going to be the starter, and Geno probably will be the starter for a couple years. So,
they just paid him $150 million, didn't they?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think if they go and get a quarterback, I don't think it was a priority for them to get that this year, and I think that would have been a disservice to Shador as well. Just bringing him there to basically sit for a while. Although when you say kids need to learn and everything, this is a kid that probably needs to play. And I didn't see the Vegas draft grade, but I believe, they tried to build up everything else, and next year's draft is supposed to be quarterback heavy. Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of people are looking at next year's draft. So I can understand them not taking Shador, but I don't understand him saying, he didn't evaluate or have anything to do with that. That part I don't understand.
Yeah,
because we know you were evaluated. We know you did that. I mean, just watching the game, he was looking at him.
I mean, Tom Brady as owner, is he there because of his business savvy, or is he there because of his football acumen?
I think he's there just as I think a lot of teams are doing is like the Giants are going to give like a minority stake to not give, but they're going to. Eli Manning is putting a group together to have a minority stake in the Giants. Yeah. I think this is just something that a lot of teams are doing.
All right, so I stop. Pause. Don't let Arch Manning end up in New York.
Well, see, that's where it becomes problematic because the Giants just took this other kid,
Ole Miss guy,
and apparently he has a relationship to the Manning family.
Of course.
So
Manning was at his his rookie camp.
Yeah, do you turn back around and then take Arch the next year? I don't,
Well,
yeah.
they're saying Arch may not even come out this year. They say he may not come out this year, but yeah, why not? They're gonna take. I mean, the Giants.
You got Eli Manning as a part owner for the New York Giants. Arch Manning is on the board. Giants next up. You don't think they're taking Arch Manning, bro?
God,
Well, I think
listen, we're not in a position that we can be that sorry that we take.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. That would mean they have to have a really high pick. I mean, like,
I'm
top
hoping
3,
we at least get pick 15, meaning we had at least a 9-8 season.
Right.
Jeez, we've been
Y'all
sorry.
gonna be trash. Y'all gonna have a redo of this past season. And that's no hate on the Giants. It's like, how much can you really do with the pieces that you have?
Yeah.
Anything changes, new pieces, they got to get acclimated to pro football, to the NFL.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to sit back and see how everything unfolds, because one thing about the NFL season last year, although, the Chiefs were the Chiefs, we had a lot of surprises. I don't think anybody this time last year said anything about Minnesota Vikings going 11.
Right, they were supposed to be trash. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and nobody saw the 49ers, no.
Sure didn't. Didn't see that one.
Even the Cowboys.
And that's the
Cowboys would be really good.
Nobody saw it coming, but if you think about it, it really made sense.
In hindsight, it makes
when you
sense.
factor in the injuries.
Yeah,
it was out a while. Christian McCaffrey was out.
Yeah. No, in hindsight, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, but no, the 49ers, you're right, because there was a lot of injuries there. But even the turnaround that Carolina had, even though the record doesn't show how much better they got, but we saw the eye test that Carolina is a much better team.
And I also think that it's more likely that Arch will end up in New Orleans than it would be the Giants.
That'd be pretty cool.
They just drafted a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah, but he might be the worst quarterback I've ever seen film on. So they gonna be looking for another quarterback.
Well, that's interesting because once again, back to collusion, we all expected Shador to land in New Orleans. Like that was
that was where
yeah. So it's like again, it's just whack.
We know it was collusion and all that stuff. Like, here's my thing with the NFL. I don't even like talking about this anymore because we act like we didn't know the NFL are a bunch of racists. And it's something wrong with us, quite honestly, that we keep watching this shit. We're so enamored and fanatical about something that goes against everything that we actually believe in morally and ethically. So it's like, why are we talking about it, they've shown us who they are. And they have no reason to change. So it's like, let's stop talking about it.
Yeah, can't do that because there's way too many people who don't see it like that, right? And when the opportunity presents itself to be highlighted so it can be dissected and we can discuss the power dynamics, for instance.
Well, yeah, let me clarify. Not let's not talk about it. Let's not watch it.
Oh, well, I mean, then we might as well, because the NBA conversation is going to be the same conversation, which means we might not have a show in September.
It may be, but what I'm saying from the standpoint of the NFL, they have been blatant racists. They have been blatantly against us as a people, and they show it year after year after year.
Mm-hmm. I did my boycott with after Kaepernick happened. I did the boycott,
but we got to keep it up, because our eyeballs, our money, and all that. It makes a difference. It makes a difference.
Do we really want to not? Do we really want to not watch Shador? Do we really want to not support Jaden?
And don't get it twisted. Yeah, but don't get it twisted, fellas. I mean, black people boycott NFL. We're boycotting our people. It's 80% black people that's in the NFL.
See that is a cop out. That is a cop out.
I don't know.
No, because the people these young men that play in the NFL are basically slaves at the
Oh
end of the
yeah.
day.
Absolutely.
So why would we say if we boycott, we're boycotting slavery? There's no way around that. So it's
I
funny to
do.
say, are we like, if we boycott, we're boycotting our own? No, we're boycotting how they're being treated. We're boycotting how they're being handled. If we keep watching it because we're saying, oh, we need to support our own, then we're supporting the enslavement of them. And that's what we got to get away from.
Yeah, but
And I get it. Hey, Cliff, I don't want to even go down the rabbit hole. I get it while we watch it. We're fans, we're fanatical. It's part of,
Well, you raise a
we've
good
always
point.
watched
Nah,
it.
you keep going, coach.
But
You raise
it's
a good
just like,
point.
it's just like, yo, the NFL year after year basically just show us their ass.
oh
You know,
yeah.
Yeah.
they like show us their ass in a way. And look, we could say this about all the leagues at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But the NFL makes it a point, a concerted effort to show niggas, this is your place.
Mhm.
This is how you're going to be and how you're going to be handled. There will be no changes. And if you think it will be, get the hell out.
Jay-Z, here, get a halftime show. We good now. Let's go.
Well, you know what?
Actionable items.
And we fall for dumb shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they brought
Yeah.
Jay-Z in to do the halftime show. Really? Once
Yeah.
again, sing, dance, sports.
Here's the thing, though, and I'm not gonna push against what you're saying too much, Cliff, because excuse me, Coach, but I'm not gonna push back against what you said at all, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna just sit back and think about it and really, yeah. But I think Hawk and I had a conversation similar to this offline once. But sports, NFL especially, is such a microcosm for our society in general. Like the NFL is just a very small sample size of like the commercialism, the capitalism, the racism, the misogyny, the everything. All of the ills that are in our society as a whole are the ills that the NFL is a microcosm of. So while I'm not going to push back on anything that you said because you're right, but I think it's a way that we get to talk about these issues within the NFL and what's happening in the NFL. We could always zoom it out to like this is what's really wrong with our society in
With
general.
society.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
it's just
Absolutely.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
to piggyback off of what you're saying, Coach, because I did boycott after Kaepernick. I didn't watch it for about a year and a half when we started the show. So I got into it, what have you. But this Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders controversy, this really highlights the, rich white men do not want to share power with a black man. And when you look at Deion Sanders' resume as a player from high school, college, Hall of Fame, NFL cornerback, also known as the GOAT, the pushback from the NFL on Deion Sanders is so freaking disrespectful, yo. It's like there's no greater cornerback, at least, but player to be honored than Deion Sanders, considering he coaches his son, all black school, championship 2 years in a row, wins one, goes to the University of Colorado, takes his skill, his talent, his knowledge. Look at where Colorado is right now, not only with their recruitment, how they recruit, the booster, the money, the merchandise, the grade point average. Is the first time in 40 years a college football team, the entire team, Colorado team, had above a 3.0 grade point average. That's a testament to Coach Prime.
Absolutely.
He speaks God all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
He's like, the pushback was just so disrespectful and just racist.
And that's why I think it's even worse, because this goes back more to the white supremacist tone more than anything of a black father, you're not going to have more power and more influence in your household, in your family, in this sport than we do as the white owner. This is a slave narrative spelled out. Like I've never seen anything. This could just be a slave movie. Just put the NFL on the plantation.
Yeah, for sure. And
That's all.
then you see the Manning family and the kudos and the doors that are open for them, the opportunities that are afforded them, how Archie Manning's able to exert power to dictate what's going to happen with his sons.
Yep.
And now we're going to watch his grandson, the same thing directly after Shador gets put through the wire. Like, man, it's disgusting, bro.
No, this is
Undeserved.
a slave movie, and and we've seen it build up in other sports. Richard Williams, Venus and Serena.
Yep.
We've seen it with LeVar Ball, Tiger Woods. We've seen it happen in other arenas. But the thing with those other arenas, and I think this is why this is so special with Deion, those other sports, for the most part, except LeVar Ball's situation, they were kind of white sports. They don't get a lot of tennis and golf. They don't get a lot of black eyeballs, so to a lot of black fans. So they didn't care one way or the other. But when you start talking about NBA, NFL, that's us. That's us. So they just made a concerted effort to say, hey, we're going to teach you as a black father, you are not running anything. We don't care how good you were as a player. We don't care about your character, all the good that you're doing. No, we need to make sure this narrative stays the way it is.
Yeah.
We are in charge.
Yeah, keeping you in check, keeping you in your place. And this is exactly how it's going to be. But I don't know why. I mean, I know why we're talking about it, but it's right on brand. We shouldn't be surprised.
Absolutely.
No, we're not surprised.
We're not surprised.
Yeah,
we're not surprised. We have the ability to talk about things in a certain way that highlights aspects that mainstream media is not going to highlight. I watch Acho. I'm on the fence with Acho. Sometimes he's good. Sometimes I'm like, But Acho kind of ruled the bandwagon of shoveling dirt on Shador, like really saying he has to do this, he has to do that, he needs to be this, he needs to tone it down, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. Then today he's like, I'm more impressed with Shador than I've ever been. Like, no, bro. Like, he shouldn't have to jump through the hoops. He shouldn't have to do all the extra tap dancing. But his teammates love him already. He's the center of attention, even when he's not trying to be. I don't know if you guys saw the footage of it was Shador and it was Gabriel, right? Am I saying that? What's the name?
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah. Yep. Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel, right? And you had some of the other teammates, rookie teammates, like surrounding them, right? And Shador is on his knee, and all the other guys throw up the joint. Shador didn't, though. All the other guys threw up the joint. You could see the respect that the team has for him. He's like doing outstanding. All the reports are that he's the standout QB in the bunch.
I hope HBO does a Hard Knocks, man. And not just for Shador, for the sake of watching Shador's progression. But what you're talking about right there, Hawk, I think is powerful. I think the way that the rookies and let's see, maybe even the vets receive him in that building and the impact that he's going to have, I think it's going to be remarkable. And I think that could be, and it's to our point, it's going to be a drop in a bucket compared to what the real power is. But I think just symbolically, it'd be a nice way to show that even still he gets an opportunity to show his greatness in that way.
Absolutely.
It'd be better if he just starts and balls out. That'd be nice too.
I mean, I still don't even want, how I feel about the rookie quarterback situation. Like, give cats some time to really figure it out, catch the speed of the game, be comfortable. Joe Flacco's there. I don't know what Joe Flacco.
Joe is only good for about 8 games, and then,
That's cool. That's cool, right there.
And to me, that's perfect. That's perfect. I don't want to see Shador start right away. I don't like seeing any rookie start right away on a bad team.
Oh man,
you know.
What's that offensive line look like? Did they make any upgrades on the offensive line? You guys know about?
I'm not sure. I know they
don't
weren't
know, and I
that
don't
good
know.
last year.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what their line was like last year. I mean, I know they lost Chubb for most of the year. I don't know. I think they need a little bit of everything, but
yeah.
And
is Chubb coming back?
I heard no.
Well, he's on the roster, but apparently he has he's like lost it. They have no confidence in him. They signed someone else, and they're talking, they're talking ill about him right now. So I guess
and that's the thing. A rookie quarterback needs more, of course, the line, but he also needs a running game. So you don't put everything on that rookie's shoulders. So
okay. Well, I don't know if we'll be watching. I don't know. It's a good idea.
I probably won't be watching because now my team is talking about not even signing Purdy.
Oh, see, that's that bullshit. You want some because your team is on some bullshit. Oh, I'm not watching this. I see what it is.
I didn't hear that they're not trying to sign him, coach. But I did hear that the Niners actually have the weakest schedule in the football. So I mean, y'all should definitely have a nice little bounce back.
They haven't spoken to him since whenever. They haven't spoken in a while, and the last article I saw, they just picked up some other kid, who's I don't know anything about him. He's a no name. They picked him up, and they say, we haven't spoken to Purdy, so that's never a good sign.
That's not a good sign.
To be having some conversations. So I don't know what's going to happen there.
What do y'all think about that? What's the boy from the Steelers that went to the Cowboys?
George Pickens.
George Pickens.
Thank you.
I think that's on brand. I think that's on brand for Pittsburgh to get rid of guys who are headaches.
And my thing is he's definitely talented and he can definitely be a 1B to CD, but if you got problems and all this stuff in Pittsburgh, and then now you're gonna come to Cowboys.
But Dallas likes that. Dallas likes that kind of. It's more attention and more media fodder for them. They like that. That's how Vegas, the Raiders used to be. They would take those guys because they wanted the attention. Yeah, the misfits. Dallas is known for that. Look, Pickens and CD, they're gonna fight at some point. It's gonna be crazy. No, as a matter of fact, you know what? They might not fight each other. They might just jump Dak. So that's gonna be interesting.
And game one, Dallas versus Philly.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting.
I don't have no.
Well, I think they did that because they don't know how good the Cowboys are gonna be, and they just wanted to put us on TV first, and Philly.
It'll be a ratings bonanza, that's for sure.
Absolutely, it starts off the season with huge ratings, and hey, look, the NFL has strategically done a good job in kind of resurrecting themselves after really the Colin Kaepernick thing. They've done a good job in increasing viewership. And I want to say a lot of it has to do with even bringing Jay-Z in with the halftime shows, the halftime Christmas show.
The data doesn't lie in that respect. It's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. So why wouldn't you start the season off with one of your biggest rivalries in the game?
And they get to raise a banner in front of us. I mean, everybody's gonna watch.
Yeah, I mean that's great actually. That's great.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be a interesting game. I mean, fuck around, Dallas Cowboys blow them out of some shit.
Well, listen, I expected them to at least be close, even though they're better. because they stomped on us last year. I think the combined score was like 75-15, something like that.
It was bad last year.
So they stomped us out both games. And again, they're gonna have all that the ceremony, the raising of the band, all that. Tire them out, lose your focus, and hopefully Cowboys can sneak one out of there.
Yeah,
Vision game.
You know, it's hard, so hard for me to say this, but I hope the Cowboys get stomped out. Like I'm on some coach shit right now, and the Cowboys just represent everything bad with the NFL.
Yeah,
the racism be on motherfucking steroids and shit, and the way he played Dak Prescott out with the Colin Kaepernick situation, you know, it's like karma. I hate to wish bad on the black man, but Dak didn't necessarily stand up for us.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Dak was checking his pocket, Joe. He was making sure.
Hold on. Didn't he give like $1 million to like the police department or some shit?
Sounds on brand.
It was like some crazy shit. Like, yeah, man, come on. Yeah, we talk about this forever.
Saquon, yeah.
Saquon, come on, man. I seen the joint. Had Saquon and Trump juxtaposed to OJ and Trump.
Yeah. I saw that.
Oh, ouch. Damn. Yeah, man. Come on, man.
And you know what? It probably would be, I could probably deal with it if it was the Trump from back when Saquon's uncle was boxing and having fights in
New Jersey General's Trump.
Yeah, like, because we ain't know the things about Trump then. We knew a little. We knew a little. We knew the Central Park 5. We knew
that was the Central Park 5 hadn't happened yet, but
we also knew about the housing stuff.
The housing situation, no doubt.
But that was only people who were like in the know.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like we really started knowing who Trump was with the Central Park 5. Yeah. But to do it now with everything that's going on, it's like, come on, man, you got to do better. You got to do better. It's no golf course or golf game that important in the world. Like, you know.
And you know, I wasn't a big Jalen Hurts fan, but like now I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. Like,
he should be. That's my fraternity brother. So he knows to represent properly. So expect nothing less from him. And he's shown us who he is anyway with the all-black management team, agent. Yeah. You know, he's shown us who he is for quite some time. Well, I would have actually been disappointed had he gone. I would have been disappointed.
You know, it's the NFL, so I wouldn't have been too disappointed. Plus, when you're doing all this other work on the side, you know, I'll let you get away with it, but I'd rather you not.
Right.
I'd rather you not. Absolutely. And as we see, a lot of his own followers ain't fucking with him right now. Isn't it beautiful, guys?
Yeah.
Have you been, not just to get off sports for a second, but have you been watching what's been going on with this dude, yo?
Yeah, I don't think he had these expectations.
Yo, Lauren Loomer put him on blast about the $400 million palace.
About the plane.
Air palace.
The plane, yeah.
Plane. She was like, "Yo, this is a bad look. What are you doing?"
Yep.
Yeah. So you know, it's just anybody that stands too close to him gonna get some doodle on himself.
Absolutely.
So Saquon, you might want. I mean, chill.
And the thing with the Saquon thing, it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays with Philly fans. You know, Philly is a working class fan base, real
a huge population in Philadelphia, surrounding area, voted for Trump.
Yeah, surrounding area, but I'm saying in Philly, you know, it's real working class. And,
right, but most of those tickets are bought by people from the surrounding area. You know that.
Yeah, South Jersey, Delaware.
Philly can't afford tickets.
But the Philly, you know, them the ones that be outside, they go in the tailgate and all that. It's going to be interesting to see the response to him in Philly.
Let me tell you what's going to happen. It's going to be a long summer. Everybody's going to be focused on the camps and all that stuff. How are they going to get back? He'll do an appearance on Abbott Elementary in September when the new season, when they come back. They'll do a whole thing. People have short memories, man.
I love that, Kai. I love that.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yes, I could see that all playing out right now.
You know, the PR people are writing it up right now.
Yep.
They better be. So what else we got on the docket before we get to the playoffs? What else is happening outside of the NBA we could talk about? Anything happening in baseball, Cliff?
Well, the Yankees are in first. Dodgers are in first. I mean, it's pretty much holding form as far as baseball. Nothing.
It's too early for baseball
going on.
Yeah,
Mets look good too, though.
Oh
Mets
yeah,
look
I was
good.
about
Mets
to
are in
ask
first
about
too.
the Mets.
Mets are in first too.
So is looking better now.
I think he's slumping, right?
He's just not hitting. He's just not hitting as many home runs. I mean, he's sort of pseudo blaming it on the fact that he has no protection in front of him and behind him. But he's just not.
Francisco Lindor looks incredible though, man.
Yeah, man. Okay. Boxing. I hear Crawford Canelo fights coming up sometime in September.
Yep.
Yeah. Who y'all got? I got Crawford.
Bud, come on.
I got Bud.
Bud.
There you go. Exactly. Okay. Now, the NBA lottery happened the other day.
Oh my
Yes, sir.
God.
Yes, sir.
Now, in terms of front offices having a little bit too much influence.
Let's go, Nico.
Yeah, you can't make this stuff up, man.
I mean, come on, y'all. For real, like, is it that obvious? So I sent something in the text thing, in the text chain earlier. Let me get to it.
Let's go, Nico.
Talk
It
about
says
it.
in 2011, the Clippers traded Chris Paul to LA. The New Orleans Pelicans traded Chris Paul to LA Clippers. They got the number 1 pick in 2012. In 2019, the Pelicans traded Anthony Davis to LA.
The Pelicans got the number 1.
They get the number 1 pick.
I see where you're going with this.
Last year, or this year, this past year, the Mavericks traded Luka to LA. And of course, we know they end up with the number 1 pick. So, is that coincidence or is that the setup?
Nothing with the NBA and this draft lottery since they had it is coincidence.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, and hey, LeBron alluded to this on Pat McAfee.
Yeah, he did.
He alluded to it. And we can remember going all the way back with the Knicks getting Patrick Ewing. You know what I'm saying? Like, the lottery has always been rigged. Always.
But that's like.
But I don't think it's ever been a bad thing, honestly.
Well, because if you rig one thing, you rig everything.
Oh no, it's all rigged. Who don't think it isn't?
Then it's bullshit. Then the storylines, the narratives, the drama, all of that shit is out the window.
Some of these storylines are authentic, though.
I don't think any of it's rigged. I think people just like to talk about conspiracy.
Come on, wait.
No.
What are you talking about?
No. It's all right. I won't use the word rigged, but it is scripted. It's like reality TV. It's not a full script, but there's a script. There's like an outline there.
Listen, if right, you're deciding who gets the number 1 pick, that means behind the scenes you're weighting the lottery balls in a certain way.
Absolutely.
That's rigged.
I don't even think they showed us the ping pong balls.
They don't show it anymore. They don't
even show us the ping pong.
They tell you it was
this is
done.
what we doing this year. This is you niggas be shuffling the deck, but
they tell you it's done in the back, and they like show a picture of the security guy who was there to watch everything.
Always in Chicago.
He don't even look like real security. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course it's rigged. And I think we all forget that the NBA is NBA entertainment.
Yeah, sure. Sure,
So,
absolutely. Oh, no, 100%.
and that's what allows them to do a lot of the things that they do because they have that little entertainment part in there.
The only part I agree, Coach. Only part that I don't like, and that I think we should just be mindful of, because not like we can do anything about it, is the fact that gambling is so prevalent in the sport, along with the scripting. With that,
that's the scary part.
Dangerous territory.
Yeah, because you saw that they got the clip of Draymond talking about covering the spread in the playoff game the other day.
Yeah, what's up with that? He's on the floor. Yeah, we know what it is. 5.5. That's the spread.
And I think, first of all, that's the reason Golden State going to lose. That's why they're going to be out of here, because he put everything on blast. Like we know players are looking at this stuff and participating in it too, most likely. But you can't say have some discretion, my man, please.
They throw the Michael Porter Jr. little brothers and of the world and those guys under the bus just to throw some chum in the water, just to feed the beast a little bit.
Yep.
I think the Shohei thing, I don't know. That seems to be that he really didn't know what was going on. He really did get taken advantage of by his interpreter. I guess that I have no evidence to say that he was gambling, but all those guys are
who Shohei?
Shohei Ohtani,
yeah. I don't think Shohei was. I think he was legitimately taken advantage of by his interpreter. But
and
don't get it twisted. That's a nice cover. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can prove it.
Great cover. Great cover.
Nice cover. You know, he take all the heat. You ain't hear nothing else about. Well, you did hear that he was being sentenced, and that's it. But
that was it.
And nothing else, and nothing about Shohei at all. So. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You gotta wonder.
I don't think they got that out of there quick.
Yeah. So let me see what else we got. Okay, cheating scandal.
I know it's the dramatic build up to what the big news is.
I missed that. What's the big news?
Oh, I thought you were building it up to talk about. Unless you got to talk about the Knicks already.
Oh no! I was gonna go to Jason Tatum blowing out his Achilles.
Okay.
That was sad because it was his best. It was his best game of the series.
It was that might have been. That was his Kobe-esque game.
Yeah.
And the Garden,
he would have hit a 50 piece, probably double nickel. But when the Knicks made that comeback. Right, just after he got hurt. I mean, just before he got hurt. So the Knicks was gonna win that game.
Yeah.
He probably still would have.
Well, I don't know.
They
go back and forth. Get tight. You never know what's gonna happen. JT had him in the game.
Yeah. Well, remember they were up 15.
Yeah, but he
most of the game.
He went on I think it was the third quarter. He went on a crazy drought. And he just got real hot again.
He got hot again in the fourth. But, I think Mazzulla should be fired.
Oh, man, I was going to ask that. Let's go. I'm glad we're here.
And I like Mazzulla from the standpoint. His press conferences are hilarious. I think he's really entertaining. But I never thought he was a good coach.
Really?
But now it's like, yo, my man, what are you doing?
He's exposed, man.
I know you had his philosophy of shooting threes, and they've been doing it all year. But, defense picks up in the playoffs, and players tighten up themselves in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So, drive the ball and get a layup, bro.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Here's the thing, Coach. I hate to take your thunder like that, but I'm with you. Like, you saw it. Jason Tatum, it wasn't the last game. It must have been game 2. Jason Tatum knew what to do. He took the ball coast to coast, 7 steps, and dunked the ball. He knew what they needed in that situation. Jalen Brunson is a killer. I love Jalen Brunson. Nothing bad to say about him. Comes back, hits a step back, takes a lead back by 1. Celtics get the ball back with, I think it was 8 seconds. They called timeout. They drew up a play. Mind you, he just flubbed the first one in game 1. Game 2, you have to draw up a play. You only need 2 points, really 1 point to tie, but it's basketball.
Yeah,
You need 2
you need a
points.
bucket. You go with Jaylen Brown in that situation.
You give the ball to Tatum and he's dribbling around in a circle. He gets trapped and then throws the ball away.
Yeah,
that was coming off his second horrible 5-second drill, if you want to call it, or whatever. That was the second one. Game 3, whatever, they blew him out. Who cares? Game 4, same thing. You let the Knicks come back and beat you again. That's coaching, man.
Yeah, it's all been coaching, and it's like, first of all, in that one game where Tatum threw the ball away, the play should have been drawn up for Jaylen Brown. He's going to the basket. He goes strong to the basket. Get fouled, get fouled, go to the free throw line, and lose the game at the line. But it's just like, you just keep going to this 3-point shooting.
That sounds like analytics to me.
That's all analytics. And look, all of us have played, at some point, when you playing, a 3 is nice. When somebody hit a 3, oh, yeah, okay. But when somebody dunked the ball, that just gets everybody hyped. It's a different level of excitement when you get dunked, or you get to and one, going strong to the basket. That's different than hitting the 3. So you need that to, a lot of times, generate some motivation, some energy in your team.
Yeah,
100%.
And it just was so bad. Like, my man, y'all 75 threes in the first 2 games. It's like, what you doing? What you doing?
I agree. Way too many threes. I wish they would cut back. Just utilize, like you said, driving to the rim. Like, the dunk it puts the battery in people. If we on a
absolutely,
drive, if we find it a hard time to get a bucket, drive to the hole, get an air one, dunk on somebody,
and
that's or just get a layup. Watch the ball go in the basket, so we can we in this, we can do this, but analytics.
That's just bad, man.
They play how they play, and because they've been successful, that's what they're going to continue to do. But last game, game 4.
Yep.
They was they were blowing them out most of the game, and when Tatum went cold, nobody picked up the heat from him. And then when he heated back up in the 4th, still nobody was giving him any help, and that's how the Knicks were able to make that comeback.
Yeah, and not taking that away from the Knicks, man. The Knicks, see, I hate this because I'm a Nets fan, but Mikal Bridges was worth those picks, man. Because the way he's come through in this playoff series has been incredible. He's the player that we wanted him to be in Brooklyn.
Yeah, he was shaky the entire season.
Yeah,
but this playoff run, he's the truth. He's playing his position quite well. Yeah.
Well, even as a Knicks fan, I gotta say it because I know everybody's all super hyped. But this series is not over, man. The Celtics are still better than us. Like,
I don't know about that.
Not now.
No, yeah, they are.
Now they're Tatum out.
I think I agree with Cliff on this one.
The Celtics are still better than the Knicks. Y'all crazy.
No, they are deep. They're a deeper squad.
Yeah,
I do think
they're
they
better.
have more talent.
The Knicks have no depth at all. And no, the Celtics are still better than the Knicks.
You know what
the Knicks are better coached.
You know what the Knicks have? That
Hart.
There you go. Boom. There you go. Boom.
Josh Hart.
I don't see that Hart. I don't see that with Boston this year. I see that with New York.
Well, you may see it the next couple games, Hawk, because again, y'all talking about the heart of a champion. These boys are champions, Joe.
But you know what though? There's something to be said. There's something to be said about, I think, Kyle, you said it, about analytics. When you play by analytics, that's not playing with your heart.
No.
Yeah.
It's playing with your head.
So you're playing with your head. So I don't know if
and your mind will play tricks on you.
Yeah, I don't know if Boston can turn that on at this point, because now they got to play with heart, you know, to get through it. And that's the one thing the Knicks have. They play with passion. They play with heart. They don't play – half the time the Knicks are not even taking the right shot. they just taking the shot
They
that
hooping.
just
They just out
feels
there
right.
They
balling.
hooping.
Yeah.
They hooping.
So-
I just, this year, bro, it's a little different in New York, man.
Listen,
Gaddy,
I'm excited. We
You should be.
legitimately
Yeah, you should
can win a chip. Like
Yes.
if we get by Boston, because we owe Indiana. We owe them from last year. So I think we'll get to the finals and anything can happen. But
hold
I
on, Cliff.
I just don't think this Celtic series is over.
I think
Well-
y'all can make it to the championship too, but don't just say y'all gonna get past Indiana like that.
No,
Them
I
boys
don't think
nasty.
it's going to be a 7-game series regardless. It's going to be a good series, but for the mere fact that they beat us last year to go to the conference finals, I think we got one for them this year. I just think we do.
I respect it.
I think that's going
I
to
would
be
love
a
to see a
great
Minnesota,
series.
New York, just for the storyline.
I said that earlier. That would be a joke on the entire league if it was Minnesota, New York chip.
I just
That would
need New York to stay in. The longer New York stays in, the better the memes are about Cat. So let's keep him playing as long as possible.
Right.
Because his memes are straight hilarious out here right now.
Yeah, why they doing my little bro like that, man? My little big bro.
Bodega Cat.
So looking at New York right now, do they need a KD?
No, man. No Giannis, no
no.
KD.
No.
I'll take him. I'll take
man.
him.
No.
I ain't taking down.
Nah.
I ain't turning down no KD. You crazy?
Yeah.
Y'all don't need him.
I'm with
He
Kobe
needs
and
y'all more than
Cowell
y'all
right now. I would not fuck with him. I would not disturb what they have in New York right now.
They have such a great chemistry.
Don't do it.
And they all play with hunger and passion. Nah.
I would like another center for the Knicks.
Yeah.
Like in addition to Mitchell Robinson, not to replace Mitchell Robinson, just somebody you could bring off the bench that's gonna give you some size, some presence.
That can shoot free
Because
throws.
Cat ain't it.
Yeah. No,
That can
Cat
shoot free
should
throws.
play power forward, even small forward in some instances. I agree. But I said this about Mitchell Robinson 3, 4, 5 years ago, back when they had the kid from Kentucky, the soft dude, I forgot his name, but when they had Frank Ntilikina and all them guys. If utilized properly, Mitchell Robinson is a gold mine.
I agree.
And I'm so glad he's getting his opportunity on a national stage to show that, because he's like a little less athletic Kenyon Martin to me, especially on defense. That boy is bad on defense, man.
Yeah. To me, he's at the same stage like Jared Allen was when he was with the Nets. Like you saw that Jared Allen had something there, but it wasn't fully realized just yet. Yep. He goes to Cleveland and he's playing really well. I think Mitchell Robinson has that same thing. Yeah.
We gotta talk about Cleveland, Indiana. Now that you brought them up.
Yeah, it's halftime of their game now, and Cleveland's up 4, 56-52. But Cleveland's been up by as much as 16.
17?
They're in Indiana, right?
No, it's in Cleveland.
Oh, it's back in Cleveland?
It's in Cleveland. Not yet, because remember, this is only game.
Oh, that's right. They up game 5. That's right.
It's only game 5.
Okay, I thought it might be game 4.
It could be over. It could be over tonight.
It could be. Yeah. I don't think Cleveland gonna lose at home. Just like I don't think Boston gonna lose at home tomorrow night.
Well, didn't they already lose at home?
Huh?
Didn't they already lose at home?
They haven't won at home.
That's what I'm saying.
I know, but I'm saying, come on.
They won at home. Huh?
They haven't won at home, but against the Knicks at least. But these are champs, bro. These guys are not going to be. I just don't think.
I think you're putting too much into that champ thing, Cliff.
I do too.
I think so. And the reason I say that, sometimes when teams go back home, they go because they want to stay. They're not trying to leave again. All right, after this, go home, go on vacation.
Yep.
So I think the way we think, because back in the day, we figured ain't nobody trying to lose at home, home court advantage. I think these kids think differently, man.
I don't think Jaylen Brown wants to go home, though. I think Jaylen Brown still has a lot that he wants to prove from the summertime and all that, and going out like this.
I don't know.
I think he might be traded.
There's something to say about having won it, having you were the MVP. Like, you've gotten awards, you've got the accolades. The team won the chip. The only person that really had anything to prove on the Boston Celtics was Tatum, and now he's not playing, which takes the want to out of the equation. And Coach and Kai, you're questioning Mazzulla's coaching. Are the Celtics questioning his coaching? Like, can he rally the troops? Do they have trust in the coach to?
Yeah.
Do they really feel like going out there to prove everybody wrong? Like, what is there really to prove? Nothing.
I just say that because the way Jaylen Brown was snubbed from the Olympic team and the way he was kind of written off.
But we know what that snub. We know what that snub was. Like, there's nothing really to prove. We know what the snub was, and he is a champion, and he was the MVP.
Yeah.
So,
I think these guys want to do it for Tatum. I think they're gonna ride. I mean, Boston is good and deep, Clint. Y'all. They're good and deep. I mean, they're not just Tatum. All of these guys. I mean, Porzingis, obviously, he's a little hurt, but he's good.
Drew Holiday
Brown, obviously, is good.
Really good.
White, good. I mean, these are good, and they're deep. Pritchard. I mean, listen, this equalizes it to me. I feel good about the fact that we got a 3-1 lead, but I don't think this series is over by no stretch, bro. None.
Yeah, that's a very valid point, Cliff, about doing it for Tatum at this point. That could be the one thing that causes them to play with heart.
That's a really good point too. But that's a better point than Jaylen Brown, honestly.
Yeah. That is the one thing that could turn the tide.
The game is close. What Mazzulla gonna do?
Brad Stevens needs to come
three.
Brad Stevens needs to come down from the press box and go sit on the bench, man.
Wow.
I got a lot of respect for Brad Stevens, man. He
got Sam Cassell over there, who I have a lot of respect for.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
KG might come slide down.
Yo, hey, how about your man Paul Pierce having to walk 20 miles to work?
Yo, that was great. That was great.
What did he say? Was it a bet? He said if they lose,
the night before they lost the second game, he said, "Listen, there's no way they're losing 2 games at home. That's not going to happen. I'll bet if they lose at home, game 2, I'll walk from home to work
in my bathrobe.
In my bathrobe,
barefoot, no shoes.
He didn't do that.
He didn't do that.
No, that was wild.
He did that shit. That's crazy.
He walked 20 miles.
Yeah, he did walk 20 miles to work.
Yeah, 8 hours, I think it was.
Where does he work?
LA.
Are they in New York or where's the studio?
They in LA.
Oh, they're in LA. So he lives.
That's a great promotion. That was great. That was dope. That was dope. Proud of him. Salute to Paul Pierce. That was dope. Man of your word.
Yep.
But Cleveland, Indiana.
I think I
got Indiana
tonight.
I'm hoping Cleveland wins tonight, but all that talk about Halliburton being most overrated, I think got him motivated. So he got something to prove.
And Donovan's hurt too. I mean, he's playing tonight, but I don't know. I'm curious to see how effective. Do we know how many points he got?
I don't know how many.
Or how many minutes he's playing? Because he's
Oh no, he's been out there.
Oh, okay. All right.
It would be nice to see an Indiana, New York Eastern Conference final.
I think that's exactly what you're going to see because, first of all, Indiana has owned Cleveland all year, so this shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. They actually they beat them 4-1 series for the regular season, so this actually puts them up 7-2. So I mean, like they've owned them, but I thought that Cleveland would just make it at least close. I thought it would go 7, but I think Indiana is definitely in the driver's seat. And that New York, Indiana, that would be a nice.
That's must see
TV absolutely.
Right there. Amen.
The styles of play, the history, all of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Spike gonna be there acting up.
Oh yeah. Reggie's gonna be there.
Oh, Reggie's gonna be there. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need.
Yeah. I
remember actually back in the day, I ended up it must have been deep in the playoff. Yeah, it must have been deep because I was in Indianapolis for the actually the 500, and so it was over the summer. And after the 500, there was a Knicks Pacers playoff game, and I ended up sneaking in that joint after the Indy 500. And you talking about racist?
Oh
Man,
yeah, yeah.
I was called so many motherfucking things up in India. It was crazy, but the energy in that bitch, the fanfare, it was crazy. It was crazy, and this was the old field house back in the day. But yeah, that'll be a series. That's gonna seriously be
Yeah. So we got Golden State getting spanked around by Minnesota. Steph has been hurt.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler only put up 14 points yesterday. What's up with that?
That was surprising.
That was that D. He only took 9 shots. And I don't even know if he went to the free throw line more than once. But yeah, they were D'ing him up. He didn't get hardly any shots off. He had some assists. I think he had 8 assists, but he was only 5 of 9. But you gotta look for a playoff Jimmy game next game.
Yeah, I'm hoping tonight he has one of those.
If Steph's not back, you can't just run that same defense you ran last time that held him to 14. Can the others?
Steph won't be there. Steph definitely not playing tonight.
No, yeah, he's not playing. No, it's tomorrow night.
Can the others? You know,
they got to.
Kuminga
had a big game actually.
Did he? Podziemski didn't have a good game.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
he did not.
Well, I think they'll probably get one, even though Minnesota and Randall particularly. I mean, obviously, Ant-Man is Ant-Man, but Randall's been doing his thing, bro. Randall, and that was the one knock about him in New York, especially around the playoff times. He never showed up.
That's
he never
right.
played.
That's true.
But no, this year, particularly this season, this series, Randall's killing them.
No, he's been playing really well, man. I like Minnesota because I like Ant-Man a lot. I think they had the tools to, first of all, get rid of Golden State, but I think they also had the tools to get rid of OKC.
Really?
Yeah. Really? OKC has shown me the chinks in their armor really go back to their youth. Really, it has mostly to do with their youth because they're extremely talented. But they're doing a good job against Denver.
Well, they're locking Joker down, and Joker's
they
not
sure are.
They sure are. And this could go 7-2. I mean, if Denver can squeak another one out, because I think, but this is some valuable experience for the OKC. I think. You know what I'm saying? They get in their lumps. If they can just keep advancing, they can get there. But it's playoff basketball. It's different.
And going back to how you talk about the NBA being scripted, Ant-Man is doing everything in the world from a playing standpoint to be that guy. Just the way he plays, his energy and everything. I know he said he doesn't want to be that guy, but I think he's been anointed as that guy. So I see them. I see them going to the finals. Really,
man. If they go to the finals again with Ant, I mean, he's definitely gonna be that dude. And they can, if they get to the finals and it's New York or Indiana, obviously they can beat both of them.
Yeah.
So I mean, that'll be, and they're definitely gonna get by. They definitely gonna get by the Warriors. I just think OKC's gonna go.
Yeah, I mean OKC is so tough, man.
Bro, I can't. Of the 14, well, I can't count Boston now, but between Knicks, Indiana, Minnesota, Denver, OKC. I mean, anybody could win this thing, man.
Yeah,
anybody could win. I don't think it's a given Minnesota over this team, or it could go either way, no matter what the combination is.
I agree. I think this is going to come down to what the NBA analytics say. What would be best for the league?
Well, I think that Boston was
rigged, huh? Goes.
Absolutely.
Well, I thought. Well, at this point they can do that, I'm sure. But I think Boston was better than everybody, and now without Tatum, the field is pretty even.
Yep.
I think besides Boston, OKC is definitely the best team, but I think that youth. I think some of the other teams' experience will level the playing field.
Oh no! Well, to that point, everybody other than Denver's brand it's still new. I mean, Boston, of course, they're the champions, but I don't expect to see them get into the chip. But New York, there's no championship experience on that team.
No.
Indiana, no. Minnesota, no. OKC, no. It's just Denver. So,
yeah, I just think OKC is the only team to me that just I don't know who's the veteran on their team.
There is none.
There is none.
Yeah, see that is where I think there's the issue. They just don't have a veteran.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about necessarily championship experience, Hawk. I'm talking about what coaches are talking about. Yeah, vets. I mean, just pick players that have been there.
Yeah, to calm everything down. Yeah.
Yeah, what are they? Their average age is like 23, 24?
I think 23, something like that.
So I mean, they got the talent. They definitely have the bodies, the depth, all of that.
Yeah.
But will they get in one of those situations late game where the youth rears its head?
And that's where KD may end up. Might take it back to OKC. Be that veteran presence.
Which is not really, because he's never exuded leadership qualities, so why would he now?
Yeah, but I don't necessarily agree with that, Hawk. I think he's never been a vocal leader, but if you're that KG vet and you the behind the scenes doing your thing in the background,
you just said someone who could rally the team together.
I think he could do that even in the locker room, and even his demeanor, he's always calm. You know what I'm saying? So,
and a team like OKC, at least seemingly, wouldn't necessarily need a rally the two troops type of guy. They just need that veteran because they seem close knit and tight already.
Yeah, they just need that calming.
Yeah, they need that veteran.
Kill. Yeah.
This is how whatever tell them like whatchamacallit used to be for years. What's the boy from Miami that's on ESPN First Take now?
Udonis Haslam.
Yeah, like UD. They need a veteran behind the scenes.
KD has said, "I just want to hoop. I don't want to be dependent on for all that other stuff."
Yeah, that's the problem. He
said that. So to me, he's the type of player. So he's shown it's him and Steph, him and Kyrie, him and Devin Booker, and everybody else is on the periphery.
That's why
be him and SGA, and everybody's on the periphery.
But see, that's why I like him at OKC, because they have so much talent. He just becomes essentially what he's always wanted to be, just a shooter, just a scorer. They don't need him to do anything.
I'm trying to understand, because when you talk about veteran leadership, because
veteran presence.
Like Udonis wasn't doing anything on the floor, but when Jimmy Butler was acting out of hand, Udonis has him.
Take him to the side.
Right. KD's not doing that.
No, but I don't think he needs to do that. I think he just needs to be a presence when he's on the floor and in those situations. So he's so calm and even kill as a scorer. Because at the end of the day, KD is still a killer when it comes to shooting that ball. And
end of the day, he's still a vet. He still knows. You can't look at it, Hawk, as like that that vocal in your face type of leader. You just got to think about all the experience he has and what he can, and the situations he's been in, And that cat, as a vet, in your ear, calm these cats down, these young boys down. But I think he'd be a perfect fit for them because he's gonna end up in either OKC or Houston. Watch.
Yeah.
He's gonna end up
I
in
think
either OKC or
I
Houston.
think he works better in Houston because Ime Udoka is the team leader there.
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah.
alpha male. I hate that term, but just alpha male figure where if things go a little left or get crazy, he's gonna reel them in. He's gonna tighten it up.
See, I think that's the opposite of the kind of coach that KD does well with, actually.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? Because he might call KD out.
really? I don't think that would happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying publicly, but in closed doors, he might call him out. You know, I agree though that those probably are the two places because they have young guys that need that. They need that veteran. They need that veteran.
Well,
And those same two teams, that's what people speculating. That's where Giannis may go too.
well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I was about to say that because the talk was some of the. I think it was who was saying this? Jay Will, I think, said that it could happen where Dallas trades that whatever pick that is
yeah, for Giannis.
for Giannis,
Yeah,
and Dallas don't get too happy with the Cooper Flag idea because they might use that to bait Giannis. I think the Cooper Flag thing works better in Dallas as it stands right now.
I agree.
I do too.
And OKC has a ton of draft picks that they can trade away.
Wow.
For Giannis, and Houston actually might have picks too.
I don't. It's fucked up to say the Giannis's style of play to me is gonna kill everybody's chemistry. Whatever you're running now, you're not right. You gotta have to give up Jalen Green if Giannis goes to.
I agree.
You're gonna have to give shit up. That's
but you got to. I mean, listen, he's top 3 in the league. He's the man, and they talking about his productivity. Apparently, these were actually his last 2 seasons was his most 2 productive seasons. So Giannis is only getting better.
Yeah, but your thing is that his 2 most productive seasons, and where'd that get him?
Well, look who he's with. Don't get it twisted. Giannis hasn't won a playoff game in I don't know 4 years, and I think he's one of his last 9 or some shit. So yeah, his postseason productivity is down, but I'm talking about him as a player.
No, I'm saying the way Milwaukee was constructed prior to them trading away Drew Holiday and what's his boy that went to Denver? I mean,
Middleton.
Well, I think they had Middleton one more year. They traded what's the boy's name? The white boy that went to Duke that beats people up.
Oh, you talking about Grayson Allen?
Oh, Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen, who's a fucking great defender, and you can count on him to hit big shots.
Big shots, yeah.
Big shots, like anyway. So the way that team was constructed, it was with Giannis as the centerpiece, and then everything else was built around them. When they traded Drew Holiday away and Grayson Allen away and bought Dame in, to me, it just the continuity of the team was all fucked up. Like these guys don't know how to play around Giannis the way and with Budenholzer as the coach. So going to a new team, is it going to take a minute to figure it out with a Giannis? Houston, OKC. OKC's right there. You really want to bring a Giannis in? Houston. Do you really want you to stay with what you got and develop it? Maybe add one more lesser piece. Giannis going to change the whole dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't like Giannis in Houston. OKC, I could see it working a little bit more, but Houston to me doesn't work at all. Even him in Dallas would be interesting. Well, next year definitely they could use him because Kyrie will probably be out all year.
Wow.
So
Giannis, AD on the same squad?
yeah, Giannis, their front line would be incredible. Giannis, AD, and Gafford. Like that's 7-footers all across, straight across.
Yeah.
And then you got who?
That do
Spencer.
different things too.
Yeah, they all had different games. Then you have Spencer, and I don't know who their other guard would be. Oh, Clay.
Oh yeah, Clay.
Like that's a huge squad right there.
Spencer Dinwiddie, Klay Thompson,
Yeah.
Giannis, AD, Gafford.
Yeah, that's a huge
squad. That's a nice squad right there.
And now look, they might have to trade Gafford, and either way, you put Lively in there.
Lively, that's still
that's still really good. Still really good.
Yeah, we'll see.
And then oh my God, if Kyrie comes back like the end of the year, that's easily a championship team.
Yeah, I agree. Well, so okay. Well, we got a lot to look forward to with next year. I think wherever Cooper Flag goes, he's going to be outstanding. There's talk about Austin Reeves getting traded. What you guys think about that?
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what he brings in return.
I don't either.
He's making what, like 20 mil? Yeah,
and he's a good fit in LA right now.
Yeah, I just think everybody got caught up in that he could do more than what he should have to do. You know, he was playing so well for a stretch. It's like, oh, okay, Austin Reeves, but you know, he's a role player at the end of the day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When he doesn't have to be focused on, he gets off. But when when Luka was hurt or LeBron was hurt, and he was put in a position where he had to do more, you could see the pressure.
Yeah,
pressure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that was a good show.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It was a good show.
Yes, sir.
And what's your final pick? I know Cliff has New York winning the chip.
No, I don't.
I mean, that's your squad, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm a realist. I mean, if I was to pick right now, I'm picking.
Remember, he said that he's a realist.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pick with my heart like that, but I mean, I'm still nervous about getting by Boston, dude.
Okay. So if you had to pick right now, who's your squad?
If I had to pick right now, I'm picking OKC. If I
OKC
knew
versus
it's gonna be the Knicks. If I knew the Knicks,
that's what I said. I mean, the OKC versus you got to pick right now, Coach. Who is it?
I'm going with Ant-Man.
Minnesota versus
Knicks. Yeah. Here's my thing with Ant-Man. He played I think when he was playing in the Olympics with these guys, he got to see who they really were.
Wow.
He got to see, because I think he's a killer. So he was using all that as ammunition. And so far, that's how it's worked out. You know, so I think he's just destined and ready for that now.
And if you look at it, you know, Randall's playing better than him as a sidekick than Karl Anthony Towns did last year.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Cliff. I wanted to say this because I'm on record. I'm on record as being the pessimist when it comes to Randall. However, I thought when he did come back from injury last year that he actually did fit in well with Jalen Brunson. And I thought it would have been a good idea to keep him because he was learning his role.
Yeah, because as the two guy, not the one.
Probably as the three because, well, they brought over Cat. The Cat wasn't there. But you had Mikal Bridges. But anyway, when they sent him to Minnesota, I thought it was going to take him a minute to figure out that chemistry and that rhythm with Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
It happened quicker than I thought. That said, he looks great.
Yep.
And I can see Minnesota coming out of the West. And, you know, it's funny because I'm always giving them shit. I'm going to rock with New York, though. I think New York can do it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So Minnesota and New York.
All right.
And if that happens, I'm taking New York because Jalen Brunson is a beast, bro. He won it.
All right.
I think that would be a phenomenal matchup. Just, woo! I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Because I'm thinking about Josh Hart playing Ant-Man. You know, that's gonna be good.
That right there, Ant-Man and Josh Hart, mano y mano.
Yeah. Yeah.
Josh Hart, he'll make it his purpose to shut that bullshit down.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. It's something about Josh Hart, bro. And Anunoby. He's another dude.
Yo, he's been playing great, man.
Yeah, man. Hitting timely shots, big shots, playing D.
Yep.
Mixing it up.
Been playing great.
Have Cat have the last laugh. And
Oh yeah, there's some storylines there.
yeah, man.
There's some storylines there.
Even Shinzo trying to get back. He was unhappy.
Yep.
Oh,
Him
yeah.
against his former college teammates.
Yeah, there's definitely
Oh,
some
yeah.
storylines.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be great.
All right, gentlemen. Close it out.
All righty.
All right, yeah.
Yep.
Well, have a good
Sounds
week.
good.
Let's get it. New York, stand up.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.